Yeah. So Boxing Day walk on my own today, as the lad's playing with his new game at home. Very important when you're 10 to play with your new game. So I haven't gone too far. Just at local to where I live, there's a nice little woods. She likes it, obviously. Yeah. So thinking to rambling with Bry, and thinking he's had some problems. And we all have, really. It's just been a funny old year. As I put on my YouTube channel, it's been good. We've had some real adventures and some to come. Another adventure coming in a couple of weeks, but not saying too much about that at the moment. But yeah, enjoying. So it's kind of about 12:30 on Boxing Day, on the edge of a housing estate near Ipswich. 3,000 odd people live here. You'd think it'd be rammed, but it's not. People sleeping off excesses of yesterday, vegetating at home. I like to get out into the air, really. Need to do some more walking. I've put on a bit of weight, but that's mainly because of the adventures. But yeah, this is nice. Was going to go to some of the like Woodbridge or somewhere like that, but problem being on a day like today that would be rammed, and she doesn't really get on with other dogs. She'd get on with Bhodi. She'd love Bhodi. Probably they'd be like husband and wife. And if she wasn't neutered, they'd have children or puppies, and they'd be happy living with Bry. So, mind you, as a strange thing, her old owner was called Bry, but she was neglected. Ended up living on a cat bed. I'd never met her before when she came. She was about 5, and I just went, alright. I went, alright, Mia. And she just came and curled up next to me. Like she kind of knew about the adventures. So here we are. Foggy Boxing Day, misty in Suffolk. And literally a lovely place to exercise with dogs and spend time. And there's no one here. Strange, isn't it, for 12:30? So my plan, go back, have some lunch. Stan will go out, and he's going to the cinema this afternoon. I didn't really fancy Sonic 3. Great film for a 10-year-old lad though. So I'm going to read a couple of my books and just have a relax. To be honest, I find Christmas Day a bit intense at times, and by about 6:30, 7, I've had enough. It's always away. So I'm going to see if there's a good film on, read some books. Something like Battle of Britain. Mind you, do you know what I watched on the buses? One of their film specials. It's quite funny, had me stitched in stitches. So it was on, as John Edrington said, you don't get that kind of comedy anymore. You know, they had this radio that was on the buses, and they were calling all sorts to police. Then they spoke to an aeroplane, and he was like, where are you on your route? And he was like, flying into London Airport. And he's like, well, where have you been? And he goes, we've come from Calcutta. And the bloke's going, Calcutta, these drivers are mad. Quite funny, but old style humour. People don't want that anymore. People don't want these old style things either. Just a nice walk. So it's not quite countryside, not the deep countryside that I've been in before, but just pleasant. Still hear some traffic, but not a lot. If you hear in that quiet moment, there's some birds. Shame Brian Crow isn't here. He'd have loved this. Bhodi would have been there somewhere. Brian would have rolled a fag. I'd have smoked one of my Marlboros, or I think I've got one of my Prince cigarettes from Sweden left. Smoked all my Bosnian ones. I would have had a fag. He'd have been walking in like, Bhodi, come on, Bode. Mia would have been there, and they'd have been running along together, maybe chasing a ball. There you go. Lovely day on a Boxing Day. It's where you want to be, get in the air. You can see how misty it is. Normally you can see those.